wish around for it hard enough, you can always find some deeper form of sadness where earlier, so at least you thought, mere sorrow lay. I'd been arguing the difference between the soul being cast out and the soul departing. So I still believed in the soul, apparently. It was that long ago. Blue wash on linen canvas, believed unfinished. And he woke again like a thief undetected, invisible therefore, and therefore free. The bronze horse's hoof stood raised for apparently ever about to trample beneath it the cross of wood, faced with tin, half-beaten, half-tooled to a filigree that said, or seemed to say, that's what it takes, a violence, to get at last even this far, mere decoration. Nothing close, for example, to those late afternoons of the sun parsing the dead bamboo like fidelity itself. No, I'd say it more was like seeing for the first time from sea that bit of the land that you've always lived on, and watching it slowly become more small, until maybe you lived there, or didn't. Here's the sea, anyway, in front of you. Here's the rest, the waves whispering, as if waves could whisper. Here's what happens, not what's meant to happen. Nothing's meant to happen. To all appearances. We drove to head of the meadow beach because we'd always meant to, and never had, and we'd been wanting to swim again. And we did swim. And it was as if all those years of surrendering differently but with equal abandon to joy or sorrow, depending on which had come when, and in what form, had vanished. We stood precisely at that point in being young that's just before the moment when what we expect is one thing and what we hope another. As I said, we did swim. We swam until it no longer looked like swimming, but instead, more like trying to rescue whatever inside ourselves had mattered once from ourselves by moving farther away from it. Tugging the arrow out. There's a nudging that a living horse will sometimes extend toward a dead one, a nudging not so much against death, what is knowable to a horse but not understandable, but against that space right before loneliness settles in for real, that horses do, it seems, understand. And so that was the first day. The night was what night always is. A black starfish, black according to some, for holiness, to others, for the limbs themselves, unfurling as if from long sleep, or late stiffness, or as when a quiet thing, and very still, starts moving, moves, one stiff black limb at a time. Instructions prior. The tick seed thriving in banks like clouds beneath us. The idea of a wind. The clean commitment every instinct comes down to in the hawk descending. Actual wind, waves as waves. The idea of a body. Waves as merely interruptions for once across the lake's flat surface. Only what you yourself mean to it. Yes. Your idea of the world. The body as a shield keeping slightly at bay what it also reflects. Everything you've lived for. Its raised wings macheteing the space between want and having. For hours, I lay beside him in the pear tree's shadow, watching him sleep. For nothing tender about it. If as shame is to memory, so too desire, then is this desire, this cloak of shadows that I wrap close around me, that I refuse to take off. But the lake looks endless, and my boat's increasingly but a slowish swimmer across the waves. I've known hurt, I mean, and I have been afraid.